What is that message telling us? Joining me is Abhay Deshpande. He's the Chief Investment Officer at Centerstone Investors. Abhay, just a quick gut feel here as to why this is such a benign environment for stocks, why they're not more, if we want to call it, concerned about low rates and maybe a slowing or slower economy or recovery over time.
Yeah, the interesting thing is today's kind of speech takes off the table one of the main concerns I think that the market has been kind of grappling with over the past several months, which is that the forward-looking numbers look like they're starting to weaken for the global economy. On top of that, you've had the majority of the world's central banks already raising interest rates. And so the question was, well, is the Fed potentially going to raise into a slowing economy? That kind of would turn a routine downturn into, or softening into something worse. And that, I think that relief today or last, probably going for the next few months will be that, okay, he's not going to do the wrong thing at the wrong time. And that provides some relief. The small cap stocks, for instance, mid cap stocks around the world, and especially in the United States, have really softened since March. They've been kind of going nowhere, wondering about this, what's going to happen. And this takes off the table anyway. It's like an immediate policy mistake. That risk is probably off the table.
Very interesting.
It helps a lot of different asset classes.
So for those who say, you know what, I'm fed up with all this Fed speak, give me some plays, give me some ideas for how I can make money and kind of not have to worry about this. But you actually have three really interesting names here, all of which Mohawk and ICL at least are up about 40% year to date. Vopak is down about 20%. But again, these are not names we're talking about every day. What's the idea here?
Yes, the idea is that in the end, I really don't know what's going to happen, and no one really can predict the future. So at Centerstone, we've always tried to pick a middle path and try to find companies that are just cheap on an intrinsic value basis, and then we don't have to worry so much about what is the Fed going to do, what's the economy going to do next month. If we can buy and hold something and acquire it at a low enough price, that margin of safety is there for us too, and helps us to manage through all kinds of different challenges. So all three of these companies, a Mohawk, clearly is benefited already by the tight housing market, Israel Chemical by the sort of tightness in fertilizer and bromine, and Vopak, which has been punished by a very healthy demand for energy and oil stocks. Vopak, they store, at terminals, they store oil. So in the face of a strengthening economy, some of these companies do very well, some of them don't do so well. And the idea is to have a mix of a lot of things so that on average, you're okay.